Everything you know about power is backwards. The men with the loudest voices, they're not winning. They're screaming because they're losing. The real power sits in silence, and Machiavelli proved it 500 years ago. Most men will never understand this. They'll chase noise their entire lives. They'll build empires on reputation. They'll collect followers. And they'll lose everything to a man they never saw coming. This is the gap between them and you. Here's what separates winners from the rest. Power isn't displayed, it's concealed. Think about this. A king who must constantly prove his strength has already lost the kingdom. His insecurity is visible. People sense it. They circle. But a king who never needs to prove anything, everyone adjusts themselves to him. This is the paradox Machiavelli discovered. The more you display power, the less you actually have. The less you display it, the more others fear you possess. Power begins in your mind, not in your bank account, not in your muscles, not in your title, in your certainty. Certainty is different from arrogance. Arrogance breaks under pressure. One challenge, one failure, it cracks. But certainty stands unmoved. When you possess true certainty about your path, your vision, your inevitability, it radiates outward in ways you cannot fake. People feel it before they understand it. This is why weak men are always calculating how others perceive them. They're prisoners to opinion. But you will be indifferent to perception, because your path is carved in stone. This isn't theory. This is daily discipline. When you wake, you don't ask, "Will I succeed today?" You've already decided. You've already written the script. Now here's the dangerous part. Your true self is not your weapon. Your controlled self is. This is where most people fail. They confuse authenticity with transparency. They think being real means showing everything. Wrong. Real power hides its calculations. Most people are completely readable. You can see their doubts on their face, their desperation in their words, their weakness in their hesitation. They're books that have been read 1,000 times, predictable, vulnerable, controllable. But you will become unreadable. Your facial expression rarely shifts. Your voice, steady, low, deliberate. Your movement, measured, intentional. No fidgeting, no over-explaining, no seeking validation. People respond to what they cannot fully understand. Mystery is more powerful than clarity, because clarity can be challenged. But mystery invites projection. And when people project their fears and desires onto you, you become a mirror of their own power. Now we arrive at the truth modern philosophy avoids. Fear is not the opposite of respect. Fear is the foundation of respect. Machiavelli's most controversial claim wasn't that princes should be cruel. It was that princes should be feared rather than loved. And he was right. A man who is loved can be replaced. A man who is feared is unforgettable. But understand this. Fear is not born from brutality. Fear is born from consequence. When people understand, not consciously, but intuitively, that crossing you carries a price they cannot afford to pay, an invisible line appears around you, and no one crosses it. This price isn't always money. It isn't violence. It can be social exclusion, withdrawal of your attention, damage to their reputation among those who matter, loss of opportunity that only you can provide. The most sophisticated fear is the kind people don't even realize they're experiencing. They simply feel the weight of it and adjust their behavior. Think about the predator in nature. The lion doesn't attack every antelope it encounters. It selects, it stalks. When it strikes, it's decisive and devastating. The entire herd learns from a single demonstration. You must operate the same way. Never reveal the full scope of your capacity for response. Keep people uncertain about your limits. A man with invisible teeth is far more terrifying than a man who shows every fang. Most men are prisoners of their emotions. They react without thinking. They pursue without strategy. They attach without wisdom. And in that attachment, they become vulnerable. The moment you care too much about something, a person, an outcome, an opinion, you've given another person the ability to control you. You've handed them the keys to your prison. Emotional detachment is not about becoming inhuman. It's about becoming immune to the levers that move ordinary men. The weak man crumbles at rejection. He spirals at criticism. He desperately seeks validation. And in that desperation, his power evaporates. The detached man receives rejection with equanimity. Criticism doesn't wound him because he isn't invested in the opinions of those who criticize. Validation is irrelevant because his path is independent of others' approval. When you cultivate this detachment, something remarkable happens. People become fascinated by you because they cannot figure out how to reach you. You become a puzzle they cannot solve. Detachment also sharpens your mind. Emotions fog judgment. They distort perspective. They cloud strategy. But a mind detached from emotional storms can calculate with precision. It can move pieces without hesitation. It can make decisions that ordinary men cannot make, because ordinary men are trapped in their own feelings. This is where Stoicism intersects with Machiavellianism. Words are currency. And like all currency, they lose value when printed without restraint. Most men squander their words. They fill silence with noise. They explain without being asked. They justify without being challenged. And in doing so, they reveal weakness. The moment you explain yourself, you signal that your actions require defense. The moment you justify yourself, you signal that your path is not self-evident. The moment you fill silence, you signal that you're uncomfortable with stillness. All of these are weapons against you. Silence, however, is a fortress. When you hold your tongue, you refuse to provide others with material to use against you. You deny them the ability to read your strategy or predict your next move. You create space for them to reveal their own weaknesses, their own desperation, their own insecurities. Most people cannot tolerate silence. It makes them anxious. And in their anxiety, they expose themselves. But you will sit in silence and listen, observe, calculate. And when you finally choose to speak, every word lands with the force of inevitability. The man who speaks rarely is the man whose words matter most. When you do speak, your language must be precise and commanding, short, powerful, statements that require no elaboration, declarations rather than suggestions, directives rather than requests. Never say, "I think we should consider the possibility of." Say, "This is what happens next." The difference is not subtle. It's the difference between a man who seeks consensus and a man who shapes reality. Your aura is not merely a concept. It is a force that people feel the instant you enter a space. Presence is invisible power made tangible, and it is constructed through deliberate control of energy, body, and consciousness. Most men stumble through the world unconsciously. They react to stimuli. They seek approval. They hope to be noticed. But you will not hope. You will command. Presence begins with posture. The way you hold yourself communicates whether you lead or follow. Stand as though you own the ground beneath your feet. Shoulders squared. Movements measured. Intentional. No wasted gestures. No fidgeting. No signs of anxiety. The weak man moves frantically. The strong man flows like water. efficient, purposeful, and unstoppable. Next comes pace. Move slower than those around you. Speed signals anxiety. Haste signals desperation. But slowness signals control. When you move at your own rhythm, others unconsciously adjust themselves to match it. You become the metronome by which the room keeps time. Then, there is the gaze. Eye contact is perhaps the most primal expression of dominance in human interaction. Do not dart your eyes. Do not chase attention. Hold steady. Observe calmly. Let others break first. The one who looks away first concedes the invisible battle. When mastered, you will not need to demand respect. It will be granted before you open your mouth. Your presence will have already spoken. If you wish to bend people to your will, you must master leverage, the subtle chains that bind their decisions without them ever realizing they are shackled. Power is not raw force. It is the art of pulling strings so fine that no one sees them. Machiavelli taught that men are driven by two fundamental forces, fear of loss and hope of gain. To control someone, you must identify which lever moves them most efficiently and pull it with precision. Every person carries hidden desires, secret fears, and unspoken insecurities. Your aura becomes magnetic when it signals that you understand these hidden dimensions better than they understand themselves. This begins with observation. Listen far more than you speak. Watch body language. Track patterns in behavior. Note every reaction, every word choice, every hesitation. Most men ignore these details. Powerful men collect them like weapons. Once you know what someone truly values, whether it is validation, opportunity, security, or status, you own them. Not through cruelty, through understanding. If someone craves validation, make your approval scarce. If someone fears exclusion, subtly remind them how fragile their position is. If someone hungers for opportunity, position yourself as the sole gatekeeper. The beauty of leverage is that it allows you to control without visible force. You orchestrate responses, you plant ideas, you guide emotions, and the other person believes they arrived at their conclusions independently. True power is invisible orchestration. Power is not only what you do, it is carved out of what you refuse to tolerate. Boundaries are the invisible walls that protect your empire. Without them, your aura collapses under the weight of disrespect and encroachment. Weak men accept too much. They forgive too quickly. They compromise too often. And in doing so, they teach the world to walk over them. You will not be weak. Ruthless boundaries are not about cruelty. They are about clarity. They declare without words that your time, your energy, and your presence are not cheap commodities. They are luxuries available only to those who have earned access. When people sense they can cross you without consequence, they strip your aura bare. But when they understand that every violation has a price and every encroachment has a cost, your value multiplies exponentially. To enforce boundaries, you must master detachment. If someone wastes your time, cut them off, without explanation, without guilt. If someone disrespects you, withdraw your presence. If someone tries to exploit you, make them regret the attempt. You must never hesitate. Hesitation signals weakness. Weakness invites escalation. Enforce your lines quickly, coldly, and without apology. Your aura will become a fortress, impenetrable, admired, and feared. There arrives a moment when presence, silence, leverage, and boundaries are no longer sufficient. To truly bend people to your will, you must embrace a truth most men will never admit. Decisive action, when applied with precision, is the ultimate expression of power. Machiavelli understood that decisive action, not reckless brutality, but calculated consequence, secures authority faster than hesitation or mercy. The weak recoil from this truth. The powerful understand it intimately. Decisive action is not constant punishment. It is action, taken at critical moments, with such clarity and finality that it becomes a permanent lesson. It means, when you say something will happen, it happens. When you indicate a line exists, that line becomes unmovable. When you decide something must end, it ends. Decisively, publicly, in a way that deters future opposition. People must learn one fundamental lesson. To cross you carries consequences that far outweigh any potential reward. This does not require violence or cruelty in the traditional sense. It requires imagination and will. Damage someone's reputation among those who matter. Withdraw the opportunity at the critical moment. Strip them of access that others envy. Remove them from the circle of influence you control. Decisive action in power is never personal. It is always tactical. When executed with cold calculation, such action establishes a precedent that echoes through your entire sphere of influence. It tells everyone watching that your aura is edged with steel, not softness. Everything we have constructed leads to one ultimate destination. Untouchability. Untouchability is not a title you grant yourself. It is a status others feel when they stand in your presence. It is the aura of inevitability, the sense that no scheme, no insult, no betrayal can penetrate you. To be untouchable is to operate above the games of ordinary men, to bend their will while never appearing to exert effort, to shape outcomes without visibly moving. This crown is forged in discipline and worn in silence. The untouchable man does not seek validation. He generates it. He does not chase opportunities. He creates them. He does not beg for loyalty. He commands it through the weight of his aura. But here is the truth. Power is never permanent. History teaches us that every king, every empire, every titan eventually falls. The greatest generals are forgotten. The mightiest empires crumble. Yet while you stand, your aura can make you seem eternal. People will bend to you not because they must, but because they cannot imagine a world without your shadow. That is the highest form of dominance. Not loud, not chaotic, but inevitable. You now stand at a threshold. You know the principles. You understand the architecture. You can see the blueprint of power. The only question left is this: will you walk the path? Knowledge without application is poison. It creates awareness of your weakness, without the discipline to transform it. But if you decide, truly decide, that you will become untouchable, if you will fuse these principles into your being, if you will walk the path of Machiavellian discipline, then nothing can stop you. Like this video if it sharpened your mind. Subscribe to Mind Mysteries if you want every weapon, every insight, every principle that separates the untouchable from the ordinary. Turn on notifications so that when we release the next layer of this philosophy, you are the first to wield it. The greatest men in history were not born. They were constructed, built day by day through discipline, through strategy, through relentless application of psychological truth. You can be one of them, but only if you choose.